What's going on, everybody? McFarland here, as always, coming at you with a Lake Fork Public rundown. It's January 17th, Tuesday, January 17th, and it's amazingly warm, 70 degrees, 50 lows and 70 highs. Let's talk first about the lake real quick, and then I've got a few things to tell you. Nothing's changed yet, but it is coming, and it's coming quick. Lake level is really at a 39768, 39767 today, which is about 5 foot 4 inches below full pool, 0 to 1 clarity, and a 49 degrees to low 50s. The last few days we've had some wind, high winds on the lake, and so that tends to churn it up. So it's kind of leaning more in the 40 side, even though we've warm trended pretty fair. Fish wise, there's not a lot going on yet. If we had grass, Lake Fork would be on fire right now. It just would with where we're sitting. But what I want you to prepare for is a couple things. Within the next 6 weeks, this lake's going to fire off. Huge. We're mid-January. By 1st of March, every year the lake is booming. I can scroll back in my pictures every year for the last 9 years, and by the first week of March, the glide bait bite is on, the swim bait bite is on, the shill bed bite is on, the big fish are biting. So we're 6 weeks away from that. It happened last year. By March 7th, Brooke and I were killing the big fish with glide baits and line through swim baits. And last year we had a terrible February. We had a very, very, very cold February. If you remember when the MLF anglers were here, we had a week of just cold, really several weeks of cold, frigid weather. Actually, last year, at the end of January, Jacob Wheeler was one of the only vehicles in the parking lot when he was pre-fishing the lake. Jacob Wheeler fished for about 9 days here, and it was icy conditions. It was miserable cold, heavy winter. Even into March, really, we had some sleet and freezing rain on the deck of the boat. But by March, it was hit and it was really off and running. And so where I'm leaning towards is Mother Nature is very unique. And in these parts of the country, we are a semi-subtropical climate. We can have winter, as you've seen here before, and we can have no winter, as I've discussed before, like 2016, where it never got below freezing, not one time, except 2 o'clock in the morning for 1 hour. We did have some cold in December. We had a week there that was pretty doggone cold. It felt like it was going to try and kill us with 22 degrees, etc., etc. The outlook for the next 6 weeks, the weather outlook, the weather people, not so much the weather station, but all of those predictions and things are that we are not going to have a heavy winter. We're going to have a normal temperatures, 50s, and we're not going to freeze hard anymore. I'm not saying they're right, but this is what I like to go by. And that is the signs of Mother Nature. If you look at the trees, if you look at the plants, if you look what the animals do, the trees are already, certain specific types of trees are already starting to bloom, bud just a little bit. Mistletoe, for example, mistletoe in trees is turning green already. Types of grass are starting to come out. That's not just because of a 1 week warm trend. That is kind of the cueing forward of Mother Nature. Now, I have seen trees bloom and then get frozen. The blooms get frozen. But the days are getting longer. We've discussed this before. As of December 20th, the solstice, the winter solstice, shortest day of the year, we're already 1 month of growing, days getting longer. If we have this mild temperatures and continue over the next 6 weeks to have a very mild winter, everything will kick off really early and be very, very expeditious. The fish will be spawning in March. I've seen, and remember in 2016 that I just mentioned, we had no winter. I was in the store at Lake Fork Tackle Lures working for Mr. Ronnie Parker in the back, pouring plastics. In January 8th, about the first week or so of January, I remember Lee Livesay posting that he's camped on a bedfish in the class of 8 to 10 pounds. And that was the first week of January. So I'm doing this to tell you several things. Be ready. It's coming fast. Get your boats ready. Get your equipment ready. be excited because the fishing reports are going to start coming. I usually don't get fishing until mid-February, so I got about 4 more weeks of kind of hanging in there and just grinding it out. But by mid-February, I'm booked pretty solid. If you want to book with me, you better book with me now because March has only, I think, 5 or 6 days left, period. Same thing for April, and May is filling. If you want to fish with me, and I'm telling you, not arrogantly, but I'm telling you confidently, that last year was one of my best years, smashing that, you know what, off the big fish. We beat the brakes off those fish, and there's no doubt about it. History, the records, they're there. Go look at my Facebook, day after day after day after day, starting in March through May. McFarland Fishing, the Lake Fork Guide, my best friend Brooke Maurer. We put a beating on the big fish. I suspect with the lake levels being the same, everything being very, similar to last year, it's going to be the same. The fish are going to visit the same places. I fish dinner tables. I fish shell beds in places that they feed, like deer coming to a feeder. The fish come to me. I don't have to go search for them. It's timing. I got to be in the right place at the right time. But when I am, I catch them. We catch them. I don't fish. I don't hardly ever wet a line unless I have to test the waters. It's all about you catching the fish. So if you want to book a trip, now's the time before they're unavailable. I'm usually over 2 months out. If you don't get me booked in the next couple of weeks, you won't get me booked. So check that out. I again want to invite you over to the members only channel. I want to invite you to come to the Let's Talk Fishing channel. Those channels are kicking butt right now. They get so much more in the members channel and the Let's Talk Fishing channel than you get here in the public. That they probably don't even need a guide trip because I spill my guts and tell them exactly what we're doing, show them the baits, tell them how to, the locations, the whole 9 yards. In fact, I had a member the other day call me and tell me he's going to one of the other lakes in the area that I've been fishing. By the way, I had a 40 fish day plus with big fish as well. Brooke had an 8-pounder. I just posted on Facebook about that. And in nearby lakes. Nearby lakes are fishing awesome. We had Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of smashing the fish with 2 40 fish days. Wednesday it slowed down a little bit. But a members only called me and said, hey, he's going to that lake. Do I have any more information? And I personally told him where to go. Personally told him exactly those spots to fish, the same spots that I was just fishing, catching fish on. So if you want to be a member, look, get your desktop, get your laptop, hit the join button, pick whether you want to just be a basic member or upgraded Let's Talk Fishing member. And I'd love to have you. Other than that, I wish you guys really good fishing. Hit the like button, hit the comments below. And remember, this is a reminder, very, very soon I will have a lot more of a report other than telling you that Lake Fork is cold. I will share some good information with you here publicly. I will tell some information about other species, crappie, catfish, white bass, and stripers on Tawakoni. And I believe by April, I'm doing the Texas Insider Fishing Report. So you can watch me on television there, hear that report there, and I'll share some of that report here, which includes Dallas Lakes, Lake Lavon, Texoma, and several other lakes that I give reports on as well. So thank you guys so much for your public subscription. I'm grateful for you. Mike McFarland giving you another weekly fishing report.